We're back. Half marathon plan with Runna for the BMO half marathon is here. I've done some shorts, but here's my week one sort of slash week two recap of the Runna BMO half marathon program. So, as I said previously, I registered for the BMO half marathon in May. It'll be my first real race, although I did register for the Sun Run, which is a 10-kilometer race in April to sort of just amp up and get myself into that, race atmosphere in order to feel what it feels like because I've never done one before and prep me before the BMO half marathon so I'm not going in with, jitters on race day, which I probably still will. But I wanted to feel the race atmosphere prior to the marathon so I know what I'm getting myself into. Now, the weird thing is with this Runna program, I started it February 8th was when I was supposed to start the program, but for some reason it gave me a progressive long run on Sunday, February 8th, and that's considered week one and it's only one run. So I did that 7-kilometer progressive long run, 2.5 kilometers at a conversational pace, 2 kilometers at 6:15, 2 kilometers at 5:55, and then 500 meters at conversational pace. And my Runna insights say my consistency was key. I did everything that it asked me to do, and my paces were great. Again, Strava says I ran way faster than what Runna says, but whatever. We'll go with what Runna says so that my plan is as accurate as they come. So it says week two, but I will call this week 1/2 since I had one run for week one. So week two started out on Tuesday. I did a 4-kilometer easy run. My pace was 6:23 average pace, and it was 4.02 kilometers. I just did a lap and a little bit around Central Park. Wednesday, I skipped legs and core strength because I had something else on Wednesday. I don't remember what it was, but I skipped that. But I did end up doing stretch and stability session, which I didn't do in the first Runna half marathon program that I did. I only did the strength and conditioning. So I decided to add the stretching to this one because another guy, Landon, who I follow on Strava and who watches these videos, is doing a half marathon program as well. And he had this stretching in his, and I thought this might be a good way to, ease up the body, get a little bit of movement in, and really stretch out the muscles that I'm using during these runs. So I added that into the week and it felt good. It was 24 minutes long. It's all in a video form and the guy leads you through it. So there were some stretches that I hadn't done before and it felt really good. I was supposed to do my 1K repeats on Thursday, but I decided to do them on Friday. It was a professional development day at my school that I work at. So I decided to do it that morning before work. I did 6.08 kilometers, 5:52 a kilometer on Runna. Again, Strava says I absolutely kicked this one's butt. But what it was it was, let me tell you, it was 1 kilometer at a conversational pace and then a 90-second walking rest. And then 1 kilometer repeats at 5:15 a kilometer with 90-second walking rest in between each kilometer, followed by a 1.5 kilometer cool down at a conversational pace. What it said for my insight was, great job on completing your interval workout today, Jeremy. It's fantastic that you managed to finish the planned distance and put in a strong effort throughout the session. You pushed the pace a bit faster than the target for all the reps, demonstrating excellent initiative and energy. However, remember the coaching advice to hold something back at the start so you can maintain or even pick up the pace towards the end. It's key to balancing speed and endurance, especially as you progress towards your half marathon. Your reps were quicker than the recommended pacing, which shows your current fitness level is progressing well for future sessions. Focus on hitting the target ranges consistently to help build the right foundation. This will enhance your stamina and ensure you're prepared to manage your energy levels efficiently during your race. It's impressive that your fastest 1km was just 10 seconds off of your PR, indicating you're getting close to peak performance. So the half marathon is May, and I'm already at peak performance. What happened after this was it changed my suggested pacing, which I thought was very interesting because I feel great and these runs are feeling great. So I'm glad that the intuitiveness of Runna is understanding that I need to up things a little bit. So my last run was today, Sunday. It was an 8 kilometer hilly run. I ran down Marine Drive up Joffrey, which is a pretty darn good hill. Not the steepest incline, but very gradual all the way up. It was very good. I did 8.09 kilometers, took me 47 minutes, 40 seconds, and at a 5:53 kilometer pace. So I'm pretty pleased with that because it was a hilly session. And what it said was great job on completing the planned 8K distance. You tackled an impressive 148 meters of elevation gain, which is fantastic for building strength and endurance. Plus, with the extra elevation you took on, don't worry if it felt a tad slower at times. It's all part of adapting to more challenging terrains. So that's another thing I added during this half marathon program was some hilly runs, which I didn't do in the last one as well. I just kept it simple and basic, and my long runs were easy runs. And these ones, I'm going to have hilly runs every couple weeks, which I think will help me out in the long run. And I might be kicking myself that I only signed up for a half marathon rather than a full marathon. But this week was fun. It was nice to get back into it. It was nice to try the new shoes, which I haven't told you guys in a long form video that I got the Puma Deviate Elite Nitro 4 or Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 4. I don't know. Whatever. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but these things aren't even on the shelves yet. It's February 15th today. I somehow managed to get my hands on them from a local shop, shipped to me, and these things are fast. So they'll be my race day shoe. They're carbon plated. They're fast. I've only ran in them twice. I don't plan on running in them a lot because I've watched videos that say your race day shoes and carbon plated shoes shouldn't be used for more than some odd kilometers. And I know a lot of people only use race day shoes on race day, but I want to, try them out so that I know that they feel and fit well and they'll run well for the half marathon. So I ran in them for 4 kilometers one day, I believe, or 3.5 kilometers one day. And then I ran in them today for the 8 kilometer hilly run. And these things are very fun to run in. Believe it or not, I've always been a bit of a shoe geek. I've always wanted to buy shoes and runners and all that kind of stuff. But dipping my toes into this running thing has been something else. My YouTube feed is all about runners. And yeah, I spent a pretty penny on these things, but they are fun. So that was week 1/2 of the BMO Half Marathon Runner program. I just kicking things off, but I'm feeling great. The body is feeling great. I've treated myself to a few things here that are going to help with this and recovery and whatnot. So next week, I'll show you something else because it's supposed to arrive on Tuesday. I'll leave it at that and I'll spoil it in the next video. I'm not going to spoil it now. It'll be a bit of a surprise, but it's for recovery. I'm super excited about it and I hope it keeps me in tip-top shape. Week 1 and 2 is done. Keep it locked. JB Running. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you keep it locked here to find out how the rest of this journey is going. Make sure you check out the shorts that I do most days for this running streak. We are on day 230 today, and we're just continuing to move forward. So if you're doing a run-up program, or you're doing a half marathon program, or a marathon program, or anything to do with running programs, drop it in the comment section below. Let me know how your week went. I'll see you next week.